So we got two people from Pop the Balloon who chose each other and stuff like that. We gonna react to the video. I already watched this, so I'm really just giving my thoughts on it. That's really what it's gonna be. So put a like on the video. Let's get to it.
We had you guys on episode 18 of Pop the Balloon or Find Love, where you guys ended up matching. All right. Okay, so my final question, is it a yes for you for her?
For sure.
Is it a yes for you for him?
Yes,
We got a match! All right, I'll take this mic and you guys can go on up. Yes! And so, obviously on the show, we saw there were, quite a few comments about this, that, and the third. And, you guys went down the line, got to meet a few different people, and we got to know a little bit about each of you. But, if you want to just let us know a little bit more, Ramon, we could start with you.
Yes, my name is Ramon. I'm from Indianapolis, Indiana, currently living in Scottsdale, Arizona. I own Triple R Detailing in Indiana, and then I also own Mila Properties here in Scottsdale, and then Kiss Gang Motorsports as well here in Scottsdale. So.
Okay, nice.
So just keep in mind, dude is a baller, dude is an entrepreneur. Just keep that in mind.
A whole entrepreneur.
Yeah, got to in today's economy.
Yeah,
sure.
definitely. And then what about for you, Alicia?
So my name's Alicia. I'm from Washington State originally. I've lived in Arizona for a couple years.
Nice.
I go to school for marketing at ASU. Yeah.
Okay.
And I do content creating, of course.
Nice.
Now I want you to note she didn't say an occupation, and she says she does she's going to college for marketing. Now, this is the thing. I went and did my due diligence, and she doesn't do OF or nothing like that, but she is a lifestyle, content creator. So she does a lot of traveling, a lot of extravagant stuff. So makes you wonder how she pays for it. We're not going to get that deep. Let's just continue to watch.
To the juicy part that everybody waits to hear about. Since you guys ended up matching, have you gone on a date?
Unfortunately, not.
Okay, why not?
Yeah, let's talk about it. Why not?
Okay, you want to take it off?
You can start.
Oh, okay, let's
Yeah,
start over
please
here.
start.
Well, we made arrangements on Thursday to have brunch on Sunday, and I believe it was set for like 1 o'clock on Sunday afternoon.
Okay.
And I believe I reached out to her on Saturday to see if she wanted me to send a driver to her. I felt like that'd be nice. So we had reservations at Global Ambassador at 1
Nice.
o'clock. So she didn't reply until 12:55 the next day. And she said she was going to be late and that she had just seen the text and she thought she replied and this, that, and the other. But at that point, it was too late.
Okay.
In my eyes.
So listen, I went and looked the spot up. It's a 5-star hotel. I guess with a restaurant in it. I'm not positive. I guess that's what it is. So this guy he's balling. He did that. He also tried to send her a ride. He is spending money. He is ready to blow the bag. This chick don't even got the courtesy to respond to him in a timely manner. She responds 5 minutes before the date. Just want to make sure you understood that. Let's continue.
Okay. Alicia?
Okay, so yeah, we had chit-chatted throughout the week and he would ask me like, are you busy? Blah, blah, blah. And of course, yeah, he sent that text. I'm running out the door and I didn't answer. I didn't like leave him hanging, but I didn't. I sent him the audio message like, hey, I'm going to be like 5 minutes late. I'm on my way. And then when I go and check, I'm like, oh shoot, I didn't text him back. So I'm not going to say I'm ditzy, but I'm like, hey, I'm on my way there, blah, blah, blah. So like he said, at 12:55, I'm on my way to the Global Ambassador. His red receipts are on. He reads it, sees that I'm here. You can hear in the audio message, I'm obviously in my car driving, and he just leaves it on red. So then, mind you, I'm driving, going. I don't live that far. And then I get there and I'm like, hey, just parked in valet, right? So I'm like driving. I'm not totally on my phone.
Yeah.
I just assumed like out of good nature, I got up. I went to work last night, got up, got ready, went, that he was just going to meet me there. Like we had confirmed the date like 3 times already.
Okay.
I understand that was my fault that I didn't respond to that text. But at this point, we had like 3 confirmations. So I just assumed, maybe that's me, that we were going to show up. And yeah, he left the messages on red, didn't respond. I went, hung out at the restaurant for like 15 minutes and said, gonna pack her up. Yeah, so no show.
So the reservation was for 1 o'clock. You left 12:55. About what time would you say you got there?
Well, I got there probably like 1:05, 1:10. But
Okay.
I hit him up like, hey, blah, blah, blah. I'm leaving my house right now. That's when the message was sent at 12:55.
Okay. Okay.
So listen, there are hints of audacity because she can't just take the accountability for her not only not responding the day before to confirm the date, but also being late to this expensive ass date that he booked. And this is another thing. Chicks don't understand the man's side of the game, and every man who has ever had a date or planned a date or anything like that, they understand this side of the game. And it's that when it comes to women, they are flaky. Tons of dudes get flaked on all the time when they setting up these dates. And this is the thing, man. Chicks will go on a date with somebody they not interested in, and they will agree to go on a date with somebody they not interested in and not show up or flake them or stop responding and things of that nature. I always used to tell people, like, when it come down to a chick who agreed to go on a date, but for some reason she don't want to go at the last minute or she done flaked on you and then she want to give you an excuse. Oh my goodness. They are masters at making up excuses. Oh, my dog caught on fire. My house exploded. My son fell off the Empire State Building. It's always some shit to where it's like you can't even argue with her. You just got, oh, that's fucked up. Oh, I hope everything get better. It's always a fucking tragedy or something ridiculous. It's not, oh man, I had a load of clothes. It's nothing normal. It's always something to where you can't really dispute it or debate, but there's no way she should have made the date, if she had that going on. That's how this shit always goes. And another thing I tell people on some real shit, which I know a lot of these dating coaches online and stuff won't agree with, and I see this through my friends, I see this through other people I know, and even my own experience, because dating is pretty much dead. Actual going on dates in a black community, that's not a common thing. I've seen fine chicks say, I've never been on a date and shit like that. Now, they could be capping, trying to get a date. But listen, what I tell people is you got a better chance of linking up and going to somebody's house or having them come to your house than actually going on a date in most cases. Because, again, what did I say? Chicks will accept a date. See, I know chicks who will accept a date from anybody, and go and get the free food. And then even then, some chicks will accept a date and then they won't have a high interest. They plan on flaking on you, or they just change their mind. Like, no. When you ask a chick to come through her crib in a moment or like tomorrow or whatever, bruh, you're more than likely gonna get ignored than pump fake. Because when it comes down to it, if they agree to it and stuff like that, more than likely they like you and they want to spend some time with you regardless of the setting. But before we get back to this, I just want to note that she said, yeah, I was late, but so she took accountability right there, but we confirmed the date 3 times. So she, in her mind, thinks that the guy should have still been there waiting on her, even though she didn't confirm the last time about the ride. And the ironic thing about this is I guarantee you she has flaked a bunch of niggas. I guarantee you, but let's continue.
So was there confirmation prior to, this date?
I mean,
Like
yeah,
she said, you guys had
but like I said, I text on Saturday,
so
asking
from
her about
Saturday.
it wasn't any. So
Okay.
it was like, nah, if you can't communicate, it's kind of pointless.
Okay. Got it. And so you said you did receive the message and you thought you texted him back, but it just didn't go through,
I'm
or
just on the way out the door, didn't press send, like
no,
rushing
on
late for work.
Saturday when he like sent
Yeah,
another.
I forgot to respond and had the whole text typed and
Uh-huh.
then sent him an audio message like, hey, Siri, send so-and-so a message.
Okay.
And then I open it because I'm like, oh, he didn't respond. It's like 1:05. I'm on the way. And then I look and then I'm like, okay, I didn't send it. The whole message is typed out. But then everything's getting red. So he's sitting there like watching me say, and I understand what he's saying, like, okay, you didn't confirm, I'm not going to go. That makes sense. Like, I'll give that to you. But I thought it was just silly to leave me on red. You could have just texted me back and been like, oh, girl, I'm not coming. Like, you didn't confirm. I thought that could have just been the respectable thing.
Okay.
Hey, listen, I'm a fair guy, so she has a point. I'll say she has a point, and I could leave it there. But being that she's always putting buts, I'm going to say, but you didn't respond to him. Why he got to respond to you? You didn't respond to him in a timely manner. Why he got to respond to you in a timely manner? Hey, he was done. He was done. And we gonna see more why after this.
Because I thought that was weird that you didn't respond, but you're telling people that I ghosted you in Phoenix. But you didn't respond to the last text, so that's kind of weird.
I mean, you responded a whole day later. So do you really call that responding?
It was less than 24 hours. This is your thing. I think you're very picky about times. That was one of the things. You've been very particular and picky about time, few instances that we had.
Okay.
He's a balling entrepreneur who owns multiple businesses. What do you expect?
Just like we had known each other 72 hours, and then remember that phone call we had?
Which one? Go ahead and let everybody else know.
Yeah, we only had one phone call.
Okay.
What happened?
One. I could grab the call.
But it was a few times that I called.
That is inaccurate. You
Yeah,
gaslit
it
me on the
was.
phone about that.
It
and
was a few times that I
I'll
called.
go get the phone. I got the
mean,
screenshots. You
and I
called
got
me.
the text messages.
Yeah, we have all the information. So
All
do you want
of
to hash it out?
I mean, if we have to.
I just thought it was weird. Okay, so let's run it back so we could clarify for the audience and for you as well.
Yeah, please.
There had been a phone call, right? Roughly 72 hours. So from the very jump, it was hard to confirm the date of the date from the beginning because
I
you kept
agree.
saying, I'll let you know tomorrow. Then
I
tomorrow
did.
came, and then you let me know tomorrow.
But then once Thursday came, I told you I had reservations and it was set.
Absolutely.
Sunday, 1 o'clock, Global Ambassador.
Okay, but that's not the phone call I'm talking about.
But
I'm talking about
Thursday, it was set though. You're talking about from when we did the show originally all the way up until Thursday. We went back and forth, kind of trying to figure out
did go back and
about
forth
the
on the
date or
phone.
whatever. But Thursday came and it was set 1 o'clock. I told you I had the reservations.
That's not what I'm talking about. We went back and forth and why I think you're picky.
Okay,
I
let's hear about the
We just
call.
don't get along. I think that's what it really comes down to. But the call was that you had called me roughly, I believe, on Monday, and I didn't answer. You called me around 10 o'clock on Monday. We'd known
10
each other.
p.m.?
Yes, 10
Okay.
p.m. We'd known each other roughly 72 hours. Then we talked the next day, and on the phone, you had told me, well, since you didn't answer my phone call, I didn't know if we were going on the date or not. Like, you're acting like you're my dad or something. Like,
I don't recall that.
Of course you don't.
But I do recall the phone call about, 10 o'clock, but you told me you was free in the evening. So that's why I called that late.
But I didn't say I just thought it was so picky the way that you were on my phone telling me. I felt like it was entitled, to be honest with you, for you to call my phone and talk about when I'm not answering and when I'm answering, and I'd known you for 3 days. I just thought that was rude.
But you still set the date.
Yes, because that
So
was the objective of the show.
But we
you
should have not went on the date if you felt
And
that
thank
way.
God.
Why schedule the date?
on this fine Sunday, thank God that we didn't go on the date.
mean,
Because I just
thank
feel like this
God.
was the energy on
I
the phone.
saved my money.
So you felt like he was coming at your
Thank
throat?
God.
The same way that it's like this energy, it was very back and forth and very petty on the phone. And he's getting snippy on the phone. And I'm like, okay, so are we going to go on the date? That was my response is, okay, so are we going to do it? Are we going to do it?
Now listen, I'm gonna say this, man. Buddy dodged a bullet. I let this play out so you could see what's going on. And you could also just pay attention for the rest of the video. She's trying to paint a picture of him like, oh, this is back and forth and ooh, just sassy guys. She didn't say that. But listen, that's the picture that she's trying to paint. Like, this is just such a bad dude and he just got some. She's the one with all the issues. She's the one who is upset. But only one person has been done wrong. Only one person has been done wrong. You were late for a date that you agreed to that you didn't confirm. And you only confirmed it 5 minutes before the date and you were still late to the date. She's upset that he left the messages on red, but that's a nothing burger compared to me spending my money on a 5-star restaurant and you just completely not confirming it. Like, what? But just look at how animated she is. Just peep the energy. Just peep how snippy she is and stuff like that. Dude is real chill the whole time. He's not really confrontational or nothing like that. And she is just going and going and going. And my whole point on how he dodged a bullet, she is like this when, number one, the situation is her fault, but number two, she don't even know the dude for real. So this is just nasty work. This is just nasty, nasty work. We're going to continue, though.
And I do feel like, yes, you're a little snippy. And I didn't appreciate it. But the objective of the show was to go on the date. And it just made me feel a little opportunistic of your objectives, because prior to that, if you want to talk about everything, prior to that, you had sat here and asked me to model for your company. I thought that was rude.
You
and I
said
thought
you
that
was a content creator.
I didn't say I was a
So
model
if
and
I'm
that I was
trying,
going to come model
but
for
if
you.
I'm
Those aren't
trying
the
to put
same.
money in your pocket, what's wrong with that?
You didn't
I
mention a
wasn't
thing
trying
about,
to do anything for free, sweetheart.
but you
You
didn't
said
mention
you
a,
was a content creator. Like, I'm confused. If
So
that's
when
what
was
you
this
are,
asked? When did you
it was
ask?
damn near at the
maybe
beginning.
Sunday,
At the beginning,
right
but
away.
she said she was a content creator.
So we filmed Saturday, and then you asked her Sunday if she wanted to model for your
Sunday,
business.
Monday, it was pretty early.
Yeah,
Okay.
to me, it just really gives like you're opportunistic. Like, that's what it gives. I just feel like 3 strikes you're out. For you, it was just a
3 strikes you out how? You went on a date. You went to the date 5 minutes late. Like like 3, like what are we talking about? The shit you from what I'm from what I'm reading, you was into him before he left you on red, and before you got here, and y'all started having this dialogue.
couple weird interactions. Yeah, you asked me to model. You didn't mention anything about money for you to
I
say
did tell you that over the phone that I had no
later.
problem
But
paying you.
upon, may I finish speaking?
Go ahead.
Since you wanted to like overtalk me, is that okay with you? I'm just waiting for my turn to talk.
All right, go ahead,
Thank
and then
you.
we'll let you go right after.
Nasty. That boy dodged a bullet, boy, he dodged a bullet.
I didn't ever say that I was a model, and then what did I say when you asked me if I wanted to model? I was like, oh, do you want to do a content exchange? Like, you detail my car and I make a video about it. You're sending me screenshots talking about this is what I want. And you did not mention anything about payment upon the initial interaction of asking me to model. So no, I don't work for free, and that's how it came across initially. That's okay for me to say. You didn't mention anything about payment till multiple days later when I was like, hey, that rubbed me the wrong way. And you're like, well, you should have said something. Well, I don't know you, and I don't feel comfortable to sit here and go back and forth with you knowing you 2 days. That's crazy.
Okay.
Now I'm gonna be honest. As a highly experienced content creator, to some degree, I feel her, and I'm gonna paint a picture for you. I'm gonna lay it all out. So the first thing, this is why you don't mix business with personal. A lot of people say, oh, network and go golfing with the guy and be his friend and suck his dick. A lot of people that you go and get business and see business advice from, they gonna say, man, just get chummy with something. No, fuck all that. Fuck all that. You can be friends with somebody, you could be cool with somebody, but when it come to business, you got to take that hat off, and it's got to become a business conversation. You got to put the business hat on. Now, this is the thing. This is where I agree with her at. When it comes to these interactions, I do not like the fact that, people will ask you, because brands will reach out to you and ask you to do something, and they will give you like a free graham cracker or whatever. They will try and get you to work for free, even though they expect to make money, even though they know you have value. But this is what I've learned throughout doing this. Shout out to some people are going to come correct the first time. But let me tell you something. In content creation and when you getting brand deals and things like that, it is rare that people come correct. And I'm talking even big companies. It is rare that they come correct the first time and say, listen, this is what we are willing to offer you money-wise so that you can talk about our product. That is rare. That is rare. They're going to say, listen, we got a free hat for you, and we'll come and have LeBron give you a high five so that you could do a whole video about the Zoom fucking whatever. Is that cool? If you say yeah, they got you. What you have to do, and trust me, I've done all types of business. So I hate that I even have to do it. This is something I haven't gotten over, so I feel her. But what you have to do is make it a money conversation. You have to say, well, listen, that is something I will be willing to do for a fee. What are you willing to offer me? You could put the ball in their court, or you could say, listen, I respect that you're asking me to do that. I do not model, so that's not something that I'm interested in doing at all for anything. Or you could say, listen, I don't model, but I am willing to model. And if I were to model, this is how much I want. I want X per hour, or I want a flat fee of this. That is what you do. Now, this is what happens after that. You either begin negotiations, or the motherfucker you told that to either ignores you or starts crying, and you realize that they really not about their business. Now, I'm a man, and I just told you that when I get hit with some of this shit, it still upsets me to some degree, but I never let that get into the actual business dealings and stuff like that. I keep it icy cold, bro. I keep it icy cold. We coming back, we gonna turn this into a money conversation. She's trying to deal with this man romantically. So when business comes into play, hey, she might not really be about her business, bro. Like, she said that she's a content creator. And as a content creator, I seen the numbers. You can't tell. It's hard for me to believe that she paying all her bills with the content creation that she is doing on TikTok and Instagram. It's hard for me to believe that. And that could be the case, but the whole thing is you got to turn it into a money conversation. That's some free game for you. What he did after she said she was offended, he then said, "Oh, I'm willing to pay you X, Y, Z, X, Y." I've had interactions like that. And I've had those with clients who I've worked with for a long time. They tried to run off with the pack. I'm like, yo, you really offended me because I thought we was better than that, to where I could give you this shit and da-da-da-da. I just know you was good for it. I know you was going to pay. Oh, no. Da-da-da-da-da. And they sent me the money right there. But listen, man, listen, depending, and this is game. You know, we talk about all this men and women shit. I don't talk much about money and stuff like that. I talk about it here and there. But listen, that's free game. If you do something and you are somebody who offers services, or somebody asks something to you, if it's something that you feel you should be getting paid for, or if this is something that you actually do get paid for, whatever the case may be, most of the time, they're going to come and try and get something for free. Turn it into a money conversation. Don't flip out. Don't get emotional. Breathe, inhale, and understand that this is business. Take the emotion out of it and let them know, listen, you got to say it in a respectful, professional way. Like, listen, that is something I would be willing to do, but I would be willing to do it for a fee of X, Y. You got to be professional, dog. That's it. Instead, oh, man, you upset me so much. My coochie hurt now. All right, let's continue, though.
Ramon, go ahead.
I ain't got nothing to say.
Oh.
Yeah,
Hey, he did what he was supposed to do. How y'all like to say he stayed in his masculine frame. But listen, she's upset. That's how come she throwing her hands up like that. She upset that he didn't match her energy. I said that earlier in the video. She's the combative one. He's chilling. And he stuck to his gun. He's still chilling. Let's continue.
I'm good. I ain't gonna do the back and forth.
Okay.
Like I said, I offered her an opportunity. I didn't think that, I had to initiate that, yeah, I'm gonna pay you. In my eyes, it was kind of obvious.
Thought it was a given.
Yeah, like if you're a content creator, I don't ask anybody to do anything for free for me. Nothing. So, it was a given that I was gonna pay you. The amount just wasn't discussed.
Got it. Okay.
It's funny to me because he's an entrepreneur. He may be being disingenuous, or that's how he really does things. But from my experience, and even from other peers that I have, and even other people in the industries that I'm in, that's not how it works. That's not how. Having faith that somebody is going to come with a monetary offer when money has never been discussed, that's not good. And trust me, with the other industries that I'm in and the other shit that I do, yeah, it gets really fucking janky, but we going to keep it moving. If they can get something free out of you, they will.
And then so for you were like, she could have just told you right then and there if she felt some type of way about it instead of hanging on to it.
She did tell me. She did tell me that she felt some type of way about me asking her about the content. And I told her, that she said she was a content creator. So that was the only reason I brought it to her attention. But I also apologized when she told me it made her feel uncomfortable as well.
Okay. So did it make you feel uncomfortable because you felt like that's the only reason he matched with you, or what about it was like,
Well, to me, it wasn't giving. Like, this is supposed to be a dating show. And
mhm,
then it feels, like I said, opportunistic because you're coming to me for business ventures and you're talking about, yes, my hobbies and what I like to do for business. But I didn't come on here. This isn't The Apprentice. Like, I didn't come on here to work for you and to be your employee. So, yeah, I thought that was rude that you're asking me to work for you and bring friends to model for you too. And this is before like the conversation
like
of
did?
payment as well. So to think that that's assumed, I think would be silly. Like, I'm an adult. I don't just assume that I'm going to go somewhere. Like, I like it to be ironed out. But once again, we're not having deep conversations trying to get to know each other. And we had joked on the phone, like, like we were just kind of like, hey, how's it going? What are you doing each other? We were doing that to each other kind of back and forth to death. There was no real like depth of conversation or anything for real.
Okay. So you guys never really got to know each other.
Not
No.
really, no.
Okay. Ugh, God,
Like
that's
I
rough.
said, it was a few phone calls that I did
One.
do, but she didn't answer our
One
call
call.
back or text back.
That's
So
not true. How do we have a whole conversation and plan out the date on the phone if I never answer the phone?
via text,
No, that's not true because then
via text, I told you I made reservations for Sunday at 1 o'clock
you
at
asked me
Global
where I wanted to
Ambassador.
go. I
Yeah,
basically
it
halfway
was it
planned the
was
date.
it. I asked you where you wanted to go. Yes,
Because
I
you didn't
did.
know. And it was so much back and forth that we couldn't even decide a date and a time. And now it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's not that
But once it was set, what was the problem?
what was the problem? Exactly. I confirmed 3 times. And like I said, maybe I was a little silly to be like, oh, okay, like we'll just meet there. But yeah, you know what? I didn't text you back in the appropriate amount of time on Saturday. I will look at you right now and say, I apologize. That was my fault. But my objective wasn't to like dog you or play you. But I think that you leaving it on red, you're older than me. So you leaving that text on red, knowing that I went to the restaurant is tacky. And it's like you try to get your lick back. That's how it felt. Like, what was the objective of that? Because if you're a real man, like you could have been like, girl, I'm not coming. Like, you didn't confirm my text. Like, we could have just had a conversation about it. But you did that.
And
You
you
left me
could
on
have called.
red.
And you could have called instead of texting.
I sent you an audio message like, oh my God, I'm on my way there.
But you
And
could
what
have
am I
called.
doing?
You could have called though, right?
So
Well, because
when
I
she
just
sent,
assumed you were on your way. I didn't
Why,
know
but
better.
why would you assume that?
All that happened after this. She called his Instagram corny and said that she blocked him on Instagram. That's all that really happened after this. But listen, man. Even when she finally took accountability, she finally full blown apologized. But after that, she had two butts, and she is really upset that he just left that message on red. And this is the thing, man. When it comes to being a man, it's the funniest thing, man. Even when we are not in the wrong and we are dealing with women, we are expected to be the bigger person. We are expected to be the more mature person. Now, I would say why, but I know why. Because we run society, because we are supposed to be better than them. That is why. That is why. And that's why I don't believe it. Oh, man, we're equal. Oh, men and women are equal. Oh, yeah, we equal. No, because men and women are equal. We are not. We are not. You know what this reminds me of? Like when you holler at a chick and you get turned down. And even if you get turned down bad, what you supposed to do? You're just supposed to be like, oh, thank you. You guys have a great day. You guys have a great. You're not supposed to go back and forth. You're not supposed to lash out at them. You're not supposed to say bitch. You're not supposed to throw your drink at them. You're supposed to just take whatever they throw at. Yeah, have a nice day. You guys have a nice day. And just do that. And there are a lot of reasons for that I won't get into. But listen, as far as this video, they would have never worked out. And when it comes to any future guys, they really need to watch out. And it's funny because I'm not about to sit here and be no hater. Like, she looked good and shit like that. But it's funny that, like, she kind of like, in my opinion, an airhead to some degree from based on what I've seen. Like, I don't expect much substance, and I don't give a fuck about none of that degree stuff because I know stupid motherfuckers with degrees. And I'm talking about for 20 years, I'd have known, probably longer than that, I'd have known a plethora of people who are not the brightest or who are not geniuses and stuff like that with degrees. So that don't mean shit. But I'm done, man. I'll let y'all hash it out in the comments and stuff like that. Let me know your thoughts. I'm gone.